We're always hesitant of influencer or athlete-led brands because of that. There's so many distractions and it's really hard. You know, they may be in today, but you don't know where they're going to be tomorrow.
What happens when that influencer isn't into it anymore?
Exactly. And so like you got to be very careful investing behind individual personality. Times have changed in terms of how companies are valued and how they're getting revenue. But if your strategy is to depend on an influence to help sell and grow your business for you, it's usually not going to work.
Shade isn't a place you hide. It's where you pause, where you think, where real work happens. Quietly, creatively, and authentically. No slides, no filters. Just candid conversation about a story worth telling. It's not about villains. This is where brand builders, creatives, and storytellers come to share the stories they usually don't tell in pitch decks or press releases. It's about the people who work behind the scenes, challenge the obvious, bend the rules, or build unforgettable brands. This is
Shady Characters.
Today on Shady Characters, we've got Nate Raabe. Nate is one of the R's in RX3 Growth Partners, and I'm intrigued to learn more about it. And I know that you're one part of the tripod here, but I'm excited to talk to you more and get to dive into exactly everything you guys are responsible for here.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Excited to be a part of this esteemed podcast, and we've had the opportunity to.
We're world recognized. Yeah,
you are.
What we've realized, and we've been talking about as the Winter Olympics are happening, is that no one can fact check you if you tell them that you're an Olympic hopeful. Yeah. So we can say that we're a hopeful #1 podcast in the world. We're hopeful.
I think you got a shot.
Evan's pushing for the USA. I'm representing us for Malta.
But there you go. There you go. You might have better shot, Malta.
Against the other two podcasts?
Yeah. You'll be hopeful.
So I'm wearing this cool hat today that you gave me last year, and you're wearing this cool hat today. So let's talk about what RX3 is.
Yeah, appreciate you supporting, Tim. We got to work on that.
Believe it or not, I actually have it in my office. I can go put it on.
Do you? Well, we take pride in our RX3 swag.
Yeah,
us promoting ourselves, especially with what's coming up here. So RX3, as you highlighted, and thank you for getting the last name right. Raabe is how you pronounce the last name, even though phonetically spelled very, very differently. So very few people get that right unless they know that. RX3 stands for Raabe, Rodgers, and Raabe. So the three co-founders.
Yep.
Consumer Growth Equity Funds. Depending on who you ask, they may have a different order in terms of how the
I was just going to ask, is that
never
the
been
actual
officially
order?
defined?
Yeah. At least if you ask me, it's Raabe, Rodgers, Raabe.
You might as well go alphabetical. That way you always end up in the front, right?
And I'm always, because the double A and then the B. I'm kind of safe when it comes to that. Always at the front of the R's. But yeah, Consumer Growth Equity Fund based here in Orange County. Been around since 2017. Happy to go through origin story or whatever you think is helpful here.
I think one of the things that we noticed when we were talking about this is that a lot of the brands that you guys choose to partner with and support, they seem to be kind of these holistic and health brands, right? So maybe when we talk about origin story, can you help us identify maybe what types of brands you guys like and maybe what's in that quiver currently?
Yeah. So RX3, Consumer Growth Equity Fund, we say we're based on the health, wellness, active lifestyle. So our real differentiator is that we have a bunch of professional athletes and celebrities that are LPs or investors in our fund. So meaning they've written a check into our fund, which is RX3. And then we try to align ourselves with brands where we can authentically activate that network. So one of the R's, Rodgers, is Aaron Rodgers, who's a quarterback for right now nobody, or I guess he's still with the Steelers, but longtime Packer, Jets, Steelers. I've known him about 22 years. Met him in college. Saw the access that he got as our friendship kind of evolved, being a professional athlete, that, hey, a lot of brands, they want to align themselves with athletes because they can kind of add credibility and help with marketing, which you guys know in your business really helps out. So we did a lot of one-off investing together and found out very quick that Aaron did not want the onus always to be on him. And one-off investing can be very difficult in the private markets. Very binary. You can make an investment. If it works, great. But the reality is most time it doesn't work. And as we were saying, I think so Aaron and I always had an idea of, I think there's a better way to go about doing this. instead of having just Aaron, but let's get a bunch of other athletes so you have more access to differentiated deal flow. You don't have to have the onus just be on Aaron, but there's a bunch of people when it makes sense to kind of have an authentic relationship. So 2017, we started RX3. I was currently at Roth Capital, which is a local investment bank here, and went to Byron Roth, who's the other R at the time, and told him, Aaron and I are going to go start this fund. Here's our idea. We have a bunch of athletes in our ecosystem.
Yeah.
I think I'm leaving Roth, and he said, I think that's a great idea, but I want to join you guys and kind of help you get this off the ground. Having his experience,
what a cool feeling, right?
Yeah.
You try and quit, and he says, "No, I'm going to go with you."
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of like hidden stories behind, and it wasn't quite that easy, but it worked out. That was kind of the genesis of it. But going back to your question, Evan, is the type of deals that we invest in is important because for us, we don't have to tell people what a Theragun is, right? They know it's a massage gun. A lot of the athletes use it, so it's excited for them to talk about. Say, I'm an investor in Theragun or Full Swing Golf. A lot of our guys are athletes. They like playing golf. They know what a golf simulator is, or Truvani, which is a plant-based protein. So it's easy these are all brands that are easy for our guys to kind of get behind. So there's definitely like that. That's kind of secret sauce is not paying guys to support brands, but it's having them invest in brands that they're consumers of already.
When you come in and you invest with these guys, like how involved do you get in the process and the day-to-day with them? Are you just specifically a cash engine for them, and or do you actually get into the nitty-gritty with their business and help them with like strategic planning, with product development, with packaging, all that kind of fun stuff?
Yeah, great question. So we are not venture investors, so meaning we don't do any seed or early stage investment. At that point, it's really hard to pick winners because you're really investing off like an idea or a person or not a lot of data.
The Shark Tank theory, right?
Shark Tank, exactly. So we kind of go more growth stage. So it's a couple of things. It's less risk because they're proven companies and shorter time frame to liquidity. So meaning that you're going to get your investment dollars back. So for us, a lot of times we're investing later stage, whether it's a bigger check than what we can do on our own. So we'll often invest alongside other investors. Typically, those other investors are the ones that have the operating expertise. So we'll come in and essentially become an extension of the marketing team. So we'll come in, we're fully aligned because we have equity and investment into the company, and we'll try to activate our network and partners any way that we can to kind of help drive value, mostly whatever we can do in terms of revenue. I
imagine awareness is a big thing too with the athlete roster that you have, right?
Awareness is, a huge part of that. So bringing in the right person in an authentic way, and it's not just a singular person. There's kind of a whole value add, full funnel approach that we take when we work with our companies.
So it becomes, while Aaron doesn't want the onus on him, there is this cachet that comes along with having a superstar power there, and also the friends that he brings with him. And a lot of that becomes really powerful. If what I'm hearing is correct, that becomes powerful in the brands that you invest in. So not only do you bring a capital investment in there, but you bring a roster of people that they probably want to be associated with because they're going to help move the needle for that brand, right?
That's exactly right. So, we always say in the investing world, especially in the private investing world, you're only as good as the deals that you see. So if you're not seeing the deals that are out there, it doesn't matter how good you are at vetting them. And so what the roster of athletes that we have allows us to see and get access to a lot more deals. And so if you're a founder and you're a high growth company and you essentially have your pick of what investor that you want to take, do you want to take this capital from this investor over here? They all kind of look the same. They have the same playbook. They're going to come in and tell you what you should and should not be doing. Or do you want to take capital and, you grew up a sports fan and you can say that Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen and all these guys are on your cap table. It's a pretty good kind of leg up that we have in terms of when we're competing for a deal.
What was the first the first company that you decided to invest in?
The first company, we do a lot with kind of other well-known investors, and one of the firms we work with is a group called TSG Consumer, which is a very well-known firm in kind of our industry. And the first company that we did was a company called Chemical Guys.
Oh yeah.
So Chemical Guys, and that was actually our first exit. And now the CEO is on an operating partner with us. But
They're actually in. I used to do advertising for Saatchi and Saatchi up in LA.
Yeah.
And they are actually in Saatchi's the old building.
Really cool
Yeah.
company, kind of car care products. They had a whole
good stuff.
franchise, like with the
A lot of stuff.
they
There's so many
detailing,
products.
and they do a really nice job of building the culture there. And that was one that, when you think about it, we don't have NFL guys like cars, doesn't really make sense. We had some other guys, Danica Patrick and other people that kind of really does make sense, which is the value of a network and not just an individual, and some race car drivers. And so we were able to kind of help activate and do some things to kind of really help move the needle there. But that was the first one. And I think that was one that's like realized, hey, it doesn't all have to be directly related to sports. Like the model works in a broader consumer side. And so we say, the definition of consumer in our mind is definitely brought into, we say health, wellness, active lifestyle. It's definitely like a catch-all, especially the lifestyle
like a mindset,
component.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So mindset, just because you mentioned mindset, the other reason why athletes, we like them as investors and partners, is because of that winning mindset. So, if you're a professional athlete, you clearly have a winning mindset, a work ethic, a professionalism, and certain kind of structural inherent traits that are going to make you a winner. That translates into business as well. And so like when we started RX3, Aaron's like, hey, I'm only going to do this if we're going to win. And a lot of our athletes, they understand like, hey, I want to be a part of a winning team. And so you're able to kind of create this ecosystem and competitive atmosphere of like, hey, I can't help out on this deal because it really doesn't resonate with me. I'm not a consumer, but I am here. So let me do whatever I can here, knowing that I might not be able to help on this other one. So you kind of create this competitive team atmosphere, which tends to work pretty well.
Did you ever get involved with Stance socks?
Know the brand well, local brand. They've kind of
I just know that they had a
around a long
lot
time.
of athlete investors. I know Jeff Curl over there had a ton of like athletes backing that.
Yeah, they did. And just because an athlete invests doesn't mean it's going to work. I think
100%.
The fundamentals of the business have to be strong first, and then a lot of athletes, like we're not the first athlete funds, and we're not going to be the last.
We're just going to be the best, right?
We're just the best at the end of the day. And when it comes down to it, we're just the best. But we're really focused on building a platform. So we're not defined. So RX3, there's not Rodgers in the name. Like people think it means 3 times return. And we're like, yeah, sure. Great.
that also sounds great. Yeah.
3 times return. No problem.
It's actually a guy. His name's Rex E.
Yeah. So we'll kind of focus on not having that key man risk. And, Aaron's fine being in kind of behind the scenes and just one of the many people that we have. And I think that's important because a lot of times brands think if we only had this athlete to endorse us, like everything would change. And the reality is that's not true. The ones that do work, and there's a lot of examples, is like guys are, they're rolling up their sleeves. Like the Aviation Gin's a good one. The guy we work with is Conor McGregor and the Proper 12. Like those, it's you're really out there running the business.
Yeah.
You can't just any brand that's like, hey, I want this person, I'm just going to have them associated and think that it's going to work is that's not happening.
I think those examples you gave, though, there is an X factor there, right? Like you actually have somebody who wants to stay invested. How do you identify those brands that are going to move the needle like that and have that X factor and have someone that is so determined to succeed in that and doesn't just want to be the face and not do the work?
Yeah, it's like you can put the president, well, not maybe a bad example, but you could put Kim Kardashian on a product, and if the product sucks, people are going to return it. It's not going to work.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, she might not be she does pretty well.
She does.
Anything she touches is gold. Yeah. She's got the Midas touch. So how many brands are we talking you guys invested with currently then?
Yeah, so we have 2 different funds. Our first fund was 2017. That's kind of fully deployed, 19 brands in that. We've had a number of exits across the way.
Is the goal to kind of build those up and then you exit after you've recouped your money? Do you retain share in those businesses then as well?
No, so we'll sell it. So how our business works is, I know you have a very sophisticated audience of listeners in the shady
character
sphere. Sphere. So I don't want to be
the shadyverse.
The shadyverse. But how private equity or alternative investment works is we're a fund, so we invest in a number of different companies, and we have equity in each of the different companies. One of those companies, we look to kind of get a return of 3 to 5 times our money within a 3 to 5 year period. We don't like to hold it for too long. Sometimes it's obviously longer. nature of the business, but that's why you have a portfolio, is that hopefully it de-risks by having multiple assets instead of just one. And so we don't keep it. So when there's a sale, so either liquidity event either happens through full merger, so a full sale, either a strategic or financial buyer, or an IPO. Those are kind of the three ways. And there's other kind of dividend recaps, ways you can get part of your money back. But once you sell the asset, you're done. So like Orgain is one of ours, plant-based protein that was sold to Nestle. And so now we're fully out of Orgain. So that was a portfolio company.
During that purchase, part of that deal is your whatever agreement you had, you get paid back.
Yep. And then we distribute to our LPs or investors.
Gotcha.
So like Chemical Guys, it was another one that we end up selling to a financial buyer. So we're fully out of Chemical Guys, and that's not part of our portfolio anymore. So we have 19, and then there's 7 in our fund 2, which are kind of bigger checks, later stage, similar thesis.
Yeah.
Health, wellness, active lifestyle, but growth stage companies.
Is this what, growing up in Spokane, is this something you thought you were going to be doing? Like when you were there, how did you fall into this idea, or working at Roth Capital, you know?
Yeah. Spokane, you know, a lot of people, again, the fund business out of Spokane. No. So we were talking.
You're either breaking into the liquor store or getting into investing.
Yeah. Spokane is what Evan and I were talking about, the fact that Tim has never been to Spokane. It's definitely a tragedy there.
They call it the Paris of the U.S. I don't know what you're missing out. It's beautiful this time of year.
So definitely did not think I'd be going this career path. One of the things that you guys mentioned, I did read the prep sheet, didn't respond. I was like, oh, that's an interesting question of what are some of the key decisions that you made in your life. And there's 4 that I can really think of that are like, hey, you know, these are like key decisions. I think you know, careers, lives are defined by individual kind of decisions and moments that you make. And one of them actually was leaving Spokane, not going to University of Washington, going to Santa Clara, where it's like you just had a feeling UW, even though it's great, could end up with a beard like yours. A lot of good things could come from that, but I didn't want to follow my
prerequisite.
my brother,
the husky.
Yeah, the husky. So Santa Clara, and then the other was going to study abroad in Rome, where I was originally going to go. There's a whole story there,
very
but
cool.
Like a last minute decision. It was like such a flippant decision that like totally changed my life, because I went to Rome, met my now wife the 3rd day that I was there. We've been together 22 years, but if I wouldn't have done it like this, it's such like a half thought of like, hey, I'm just going to go instead of semester at CM and go to Rome. Like that was just such a like, wow, defining moment for me. So like all these things coming out of Spokane. And then the other was when started my first company when I was out in college, but I always had this like entrepreneurial mindset, and I always wanted to kind of do my own thing. And I always didn't think I was bigger in Spokane. There's a lot of big things about Spokane. Spokane's great. Gonzaga, you know, they got a good shot this year. Always top basketball program. But then meeting Aaron in college and kind of seeing the access and kind of what's the art of what's possible there, and going out and doing my own thing. The other kind of defining moment was in Chicago, and I was doing healthcare, and without going on the whole thing of what I was doing before, was totally leaving the healthcare world, which my father's a physician, entrepreneur too. So like kind of had that entrepreneur mindset from him, but to leave that to go start a whole new career in finance when I moved out here. So either move back to Spokane. We were living in Chicago at the time. My wife and I got pregnant with our first kid. It was either move back to Spokane, Washington, or move to Orange County. Wasn't really a discussion. I like to pretend it was a discussion. My wife's like, we're moving back to Orange County. I'm like, okay, that checks out. And then going into finance, so kind of changing careers is something that's really, really scary. And I happened to do it a few different times, and then get in the banking world and like, you know what, this is great. I'm going to get all the licenses, did that. And like, I like this, but didn't like working for someone else. I wanted to kind of do my own thing. And so there's a few different things that happen along the way that kind of got you to where you're at.
It's kind of funny. There's those levers that at the time you don't even realize that you're flipping them. So if we go to the idea to take this study abroad or study at sea program, and then this opportunity to go to Rome pops up, there's something in there that you didn't even realize the lever was being flipped at the time, but the trajectory of your life changed, right? Yeah. So day 3, you meet your now wife, and I'm assuming she's from Orange County, and that's ultimately that lever set in this butterfly effect in motion, right?
Exactly.
That allowed you to come here and ultimately probably meet the network that allowed you to You know, it's pretty cool,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. I think everyone has that. You
Yep.
know, there's like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you don't know,
but
like,
you don't realize it at the time.
no,
you know?
when it's going to happen, but like those, individual decisions at the time, which seem so minute and like irrelevant,
Yeah.
or like it really is a butterfly that shapes.
And a lot of times it's like a spur of the moment decision that you maybe don't put a ton of thought into. Maybe for these ones, obviously, like if
Yeah.
you're going to uproot and go to Rome, that's a
no,
big
that was
decision.
zero thought. As it was like a 19 or 18,
Yeah.
19, 20-year-old kid. I'm like, okay.
I like
speak Italian?
I like pizza.
I like
let's
Italian.
go. Let's
I
go
like
there. They
wine.
got
Let's-
good pizza.
yeah.
Yeah.
It should've been.
Did you learn Italian while you were there?
Great question, Tim. So I did, every day you were required to take Italian, and we had this great Italian teacher. So you took it every day, and we lived in Rome. So one of the downsides of living in Rome is like you didn't live with a family, and so you didn't get like totally engulfed in the culture where you were like forced to learn, otherwise you couldn't communicate because everyone spoke English. So to this day, and a week after when I took all of Italian, the only thing I can say in Italian is "La scorpiona sullo specchio," which means the scorpion is on the mirror.
I can see there's a lot of practical uses for that, though.
So I don't know when I'm going to use that, but if I ever see a scorpion on a mirror, I'm saying
You
it
were
in
going to throw it
Italian.
down so fast.
Yeah, it's such, and I don't know how or why. That's the only thing that stuck.
It's
with
stuck
me.
with you though. Yeah.
That's good.
Does your wife remember more Italian than you do?
So my wife, you've met met my wife. So she's kind of darker hair, darker skin, and so a lot of people thought that she was Italian. So I actually told people jokingly that I met an Italian. My girlfriend's Italian.
And then
so
send her the picture. Send him the picture, and then
when
leave you.
she came home, that my friends that didn't had never spoke with her before, I'm like, hey, so just speak
pretend.
slow. She doesn't speak English very well, and so my first dinner, I'll never forget. Some friends that came over like, hi, I'm Nate's friend.
so good.
And like, why are your friends talking to me like this? I'm like, oh, I told him you don't speak English.
You didn't let her in on the secret though.
I did. No, sometimes you say a joke and you forget to tell all the parties involved with that.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
but no, Italian. But so going back to what you're saying, the decisions that you make, like you guys, there's never a good time either to start something. Like you guys were saying, like start the podcast. Like if everyone waits until they think that's the right moment, or like even having a kid. How many people
I was just going to go down that route. Yeah.
There's never you always think we need to wait for the perfect time when all these things line up. It's like those things never happen. There's always the benchmark always moves, right? So you just got to do it if you want to do it.
Yeah, and I'm just I'm taking your questions and I'm just doing it myself. The other question you guys asked,
We're going to do it live.
the other one that you asked, which is funny, I did think about it. I didn't write any of these down, but I did think about them, is find a song that like you relate to or something like that. I'm like, that's an interesting question. I've been asked a lot of questions. I've never been asked that question.
Is it Get Me the Ball?
Get Me the Ball is that could be a plug if you should get them on your.
We
They
had
were
them
just on.
They were on.
Okay, there we go. I was going to Give Me the Ball shirt.
Yeah.
So there we go. A good plug for the Vizzy brothers there.
Yeah.
Great league. But the song that my kids and I listen to on the way to school every day is "I Don't Want to Wait" by David Guetta.
Oh yeah.
One Republic. And I think to me the meaning is like, I don't want to wait for the weekend. I want it to start now. Like I can have it now. It's like anything in life. Like you don't need to wait for Friday to have a good time or to make a decision or anything like that. And I think when we were talking about it before we went on here, you guys saying like, hey, just, there's never a good time to have a kid, never a good time to totally change your career, never a good time to whatever it is. Like you got to act and you got to do it now. And, again, my kids we listen to this great song, great energy, it gets you excited. I'm like, I want it to be the weekend now too. And the kids.
Yeah.
So
I took Camila to her first concert. It was One Republic.
there you go. One Republic.
Like what? Like a month ago?
Yeah, like a month ago.
Yeah,
They played out at the Amex tournament out in the golf tournament in Indio. And I have a friend, he's the head of security for them. So she got the full cool experience.
Well, Tim,
Had our best time.
I know this is a very wide listened to broadcast. And so I'm going to throw it out there in the event
Worldwide.
that Ryan Tedder is listening and he knows that we've reached out to him. We're trying to get him to perform at our charity flag football tournament at the halftime. You know how we had Thomas Rhett last year?
Yep.
So Ryan, if you're listening, we'd love to have you out. Come on down.
I can 150% get a note.
We're talking to him.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Okay, good.
It's more of like scheduling thing, but like because of that would be
That'd be cool.
So
That'd be cool.
my buddy Mike, who's he's the head of security, he's been their head of security for a decade now. He is a huge Matt Stafford fan.
Yeah, there
And
we
so
go.
he told me, he's like,
Rams guy.
He's like, if Stafford is coming to that event, he's like, I don't care how you make it work, I'm coming.
There we go.
Because he lives in Vegas now,
Yeah.
so he's like, I will come out from Vegas. But
We're just in case Matt Stafford is listening to this as well,
This helps our
we would
chances
love
of
to
getting
have
Ryan
We
Tedder.
would love to have you, Matt and Ryan. You're both welcome to attend our event, March 21st. There we go.
So let's talk about that event. We
haven't.
we haven't gotten into that, but so you've had the growth capital thing, and you decided we should have a charitable arm of this.
Yep.
And is that how the idea came up? And so what? You're in year 5 or 6?
Yeah, year
now?
5.
Year 5. Yeah.
So a common thread amongst RX3, a lot of our investors and partners is everyone's very philanthropic and has a very big heart and charity because they've done, most of them have done well as athletes and they realize they have a platform. But so we said, instead of doing like a charity golf event, which those are great, we have this unique access to quarterbacks, being the nature of where the fund is, and a lot of the investors are quarterbacks, live in Orange County, quarterback hubs. So we said, hey, let's do a charity flag football tournament where instead of doing a golf event, we can have these quarterbacks and play with guys like us out there and raise money not for one charity but a bunch of different charities. So it kind of started off 5 years ago. We did at J. Sarah with a bunch of guys that are investors, a lot of USC guys, but all current former NFL players, and it was pretty incredible because you have like some of the biggest names, Aaron Rodgers, the Josh Allen, the Darnolds, the Carsons, and a lot of these guys that were out there. And we're like, wow, this is really cool. And this could blow up really quickly. So you have all these quarterbacks, but no one really knew that it was even going on. And we raised about $500,000 in the first year with not a lot of resources, not a lot of support. We said, I think, we might have something here. So we did another year, and then it kind of started to grow, and it became a pretty big lift as you guys do a lot of events and different things, and the work that goes into it, and said, we don't want this to be a distraction of our day job, which is making financial investments in return for our investors. But this is something that we think is important, and we think this is a good platform. So let's really put some resources into this. So we started the foundation about 2 years ago, brought in kind of a team, someone to run the foundation and kind of really build this out. As you guys know, I think you've helped maybe the last 2 years.
Yep. Just the last year and then this year.
The last year.
This will be our second.
But it's definitely kind of expanded, like from you guys last year, and you'll see this year, like every year it's gotten bigger and bigger. It went from raising $500,000 to raising $1.5 million to raising $3 million. I think we've raised close to $9 million in 4 years in just 4 afternoons, which is pretty remarkable. And so RX3 Foundation is not a specific charity, but we call it a platform for good, where we utilize the influence and the athletes and the people that we have in our ecosystem to help shine a light on a lot of other charities, both local and national. A lot of quarterbacks are associated with different foundations and different charities. And it's a really special day in Orange County because there's so many, especially for the kids, you guys both have kids, you come out and you can get autographs from all these top players that you see play on Sunday or played on Sunday, and a lot of other interesting people all around.
The access was pretty cool to see like how close and how easy it was to get up and personal with your favorite quarterback.
Yeah. And one of the kind of the key things is the people that end up coming, the quarterbacks that are coming, are so generous with their time. Like, it doesn't matter, they're doing it for charity. They're not making any money. We help support their charities, but they're so generous with their time. And we don't say, hey, you come, you need to sign X number of autographs, you need to X, Y, Z. It's like, just come and enjoy and play in the tournament. And every single one gives as many autographs. They're so generous with their time, and they love being out there. And it's one of their favorite days as well.
Do you play, or have you played in any of them?
Tim, I'm kind of like the GM. I don't want to get hurt. I've seen enough of the injuries.
I am also the GM.
I've seen enough of the injuries out there. I got to kind of help make sure everything's running on time, and that way I don't want to have a specific.
That is
team.
the difference between this event and a golf tournament, right? You probably your medical tent actually gets use in this one.
Well, we got Therabody, which is the best recovery program out there. Shout out to therabody.com if anyone's looking to buy a product. But yeah, it's a lot of injuries. But what's interesting about the tournament is, we get a lot of former NFL guys, and mentality wise, they are current NFL players. So once they step on the field, they have one speed.
They go into warrior mode.
And so it tends to the older age, getting older, father time, and the injuries kind of catch up. So we've had multiple injuries. I remember I always do a kind of a breakdown at the end of the tournament. I'm like, okay, give me how many injuries. like one ACL, one torn shoulder. I'm like, okay, who are they? And they give me names like, oh, thank goodness. Okay, no professional athletes.
It wasn't
no one
Josh
that's on
Allen.
the, no one that's on the
Okay.
current roster.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
So we had the opportunity, obviously, where we were shooting photo and video to go on the field last year, and those guys are throwing bullets. Like
Yeah.
they are not holding back at all. And
No,
it was
it's
pretty. I thought it was going to be kind of like, oh, it's going to be like a little game of touch, flag football, but no, they take it seriously.
They take it very
There was
seriously.
a
They want to
fight?
win. Yeah. Oh, there's guys that get into it.
There was a fight.
Yeah. Oh, there's I mean, we're trying to say it's for charity, but when the single elimination starts, it gets very,
Yeah,
very
it's competitive, which is
Still
great,
a
though. I
tournament.
mean, yeah, it's still like
There's
that's,
still a
these guys get
trophy.
out there and they can still have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, again, because I think Stafford's probably still listening to this podcast.
Yep.
Sam Darnold won the tournament last year,
Yep.
and then he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I think whoever plays and wins our tournament
Wins the
the
Super Bowl.
likely favorite for
This
the
is
Super Bowl.
this is the opposite of the Madden curse, right? When
Yeah,
you when
no,
you make
this
the
is-
cover of Madden, then you collapse next year.
Yeah. 'Cause
it's
This,
for
if you
charity.
win RX3, you go win the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get
Exactly.
karma points for doing something good for charity.
And you're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, God pays you in kind and you win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
So setting the stage for this thing, because it is such a fun concept. There are 10 teams this year. Each of those teams is kind of representing a different charity by and large, right? And so to be on a team, you know, we buy a team in the tournament, and once we get there, you know, I fill this roster with, you know, guys like me who just think it'll be fun to go out there for a day and catch bombs. But there are also professional athletes or former professional athletes that kind of get seeded in there to make sure each team has some competitive spirit to it. And then we go up and there is a live auction to actually determine what quarterback is going to helm each of those teams. And so if a team really has their sights set on having an Aaron Rodgers or a Josh Allen, they've got to pony up at the beginning, and all that goes back to charity, which is genius. It's really fun, but it like just before you've even thrown a ball in a game at the tournament, there's this like really fun energy that happens, and to see the team actually draft their quarterback, and the quarterback comes over, the team all gets excited because they know this is going to be our guy, this is our captain for the day, right? Is such a fun thing. And then we go out there and rubber meets the road, and it's actually just Evan on the other side of Aaron Rodgers throwing bullets at him. And so it's a pretty fun experience to see this thing come to fruition, right? So
exactly.
Yeah.
There's very few times in life, or I think any event in life, where you're going to be able to catch a touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers or Josh, or whoever the quarterback is. But you brought up a good point. That's part of the evolution of the tournament. Is a lot of guys will come out, maybe they haven't been to the tournament before, and they'll put 10 guys out there and kind of check all the rosters before the tournament starts and have a good sense of, okay, like we want to make it at least competitive, because if someone's donating the money that they are to have a team, you don't want them to blow it out, and it's not fun for the other team, it's not fun for their team. And so we always have a good number of ringers and college players and former NFL players that we can kind of put on the different teams.
Yeah, like Cooper DeJean was out there from the Eagles. Like there was some good.
Yeah, we got. I think there's
support players out
20 or 25 current former NFL players last year.
St. Brown, I think, came out.
A lot of guys out there. So this year is interesting, since that, again, this is a global audience. I'd bring it up here. The same March 21st.
You're just going to twist that knife.
That's good. I'm helping. You got to put it into
We're
existence.
willing it out there.
You got to say, if you want a global audience, you have to tell everybody this is a global audience, which it is. And so the same exact day, March 21st, Tom Brady and Fanatics announced that they're doing their charity flag football tournament in Saudi Arabia, which is not in the U.S. And so that's the global side. And so a lot of our guys who have played in our tournament are actually playing in that tournament. So
interesting.
the same exact day. So we're saying, this one, it's all for profit. There's a lot of money going into this one, and we're all for charity. So
they will have people playing, guys like Tim and I will play in that one too, but they are paying, and it's a for-profit thing.
It's more like guys like Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and all NFL players, like Gronkowski,
are being paid to go out there and do that one.
Which is fun. So
it's like an exhibition type.
Yep, they'll be televising that. But I think it shows that the sport of flag football is growing so fast on such another international level, which is perfect for the podcast. women's flag, and now it's going to be a Olympic sport, which is
I
going
was
to be
going to
out
say, do you
here.
think that's to put eyes on it because it's coming into the Olympics?
Yeah, it is the fastest growing sport. All of us have kids that play flag. Like it's definitely where you will.
More
Camilla.
than pickleball?
I know pickle. I know Evan doesn't like to hear that. Women's flag is the fastest growing sport.
Oh, no.
Pickle is up there too. I think
Yeah.
pickle maybe the last 2 years, but flag is definitely one of the fastest growing sports.
So Nate and I, we meet we meet at Friday Night Lights in the Next Gen League too.
Yeah.
So we get an opportunity to see. And you've got how many players do you have right now? Just Grayson's playing?
Grayson is my oldest, and he is doing water polo. He's my, my water guy. Weston, who's taking some photos of. He's my football player.
Yeah.
And then we just launched. You guys, I'm happy to get you tickets. I'm going to be coaching the kindergarten Seahawks.
Oh,
for
fun.
my daughter Winnie.
Yeah,
so
cool.
That'll be a good.
Can you get us sideline? Like
I can try
on the sideline.
It's a hot ticket.
Yeah.
It's a hot ticket.
Okay.
But I'll definitely maybe at least one game.
Evan will bring his camera. That's usually good for us.
Evan can.
That's the prerequisite.
the
Yes,
prerequisite
that Evan comes with a camera.
We'll try to get you guys, but it's kind of fun. You know, a lot of even kindergarten, first grade. You know, you're starting them young out here.
The joke that the Vizzies had was like, basically everyone they begged to be on a team that Evan's on because Evan goes extra dad mode and brings the big camera lens and everyone's like, cool, we can leave our phones in our pockets because we're gonna get this amazing gallery. So that's the joke, is like that's the value that I bring to the team, which is great.
That's good. That's valuable.
It gets them out of coaching, so you know the kids are going to win.
Yeah, exactly. We got to get the eye in the sky so we can get all the video. We're still working with those guys on getting that set up because you want, we use sports as a category that we're looking to invest in because it's I'm parent kids. You spend a lot of money on the sports, and if your kids want to play, like it's a very sticky.
So Palmer joined. So Chris is coaching. Chris Conti's coaching the OC Vision 8U girls team, and his daughter Charlie is on there, and my daughter Palmer's on there. And we've got a pretty stacked roster, and they're having some success. They're
second in the country.
They're second in the country right now. Yeah,
so
after the last
Ellie.
tournament. Yeah,
you know Ellie.
She's incredible.
So I coach her on. She plays on our boys team.
Yeah, I know.
Is that the running back girl?
I mean, she's kind of the everything girl.
But
she's just
the
very
one that has all the cool photos that I've seen.
Oh yeah. Yes.
There's a lot of talent out here. It's crazy. So like to that point, 8U ranked second nationally. Like I guess that's a different to like Carson Palmer, Santa Margarita just won the state title
and coach of the year, I think, for the
Coach
state of California
for the first year. He had a team in our tournament last year, and he played with Santa Margarita kids. So I think he's doing that again this year, which is fun. And then from a recruiting standpoint, now this is like the mecca for football.
I feel like South Orange County has always been strong. Like from El Toro High South, there's so many good schools.
The Trinity League, I think, is the toughest, if not one of the toughest in the country.
I guess Mater Dei too. I guess you would put that in there.
Yeah, and so Spokane, hard to believe, is not as competitive up there as it is down here. Play 3 sports, no problem. Here it's like you got
on every team.
Yeah, you got to decide like, okay, now. All right,
this
what's
is
your
the thing I'm going to do.
What is my focus? Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get him a private coach now. I'm like, what? He's 8.
Yeah.
So a little different down here.
Yeah. Having access to, in your daily life or your professional life, working with so many amazing athletes, has that kind of given you some guidance or some thoughts on what sports to maybe guide your kids into, or given them some access to like some advice that has really helped elevate them?
Yeah, I would say definitely very fortunate to be in the job and the people that we know to do a lot of very cool experiences. And when it comes to the advice side, it's almost unanimous that every NFL player that we're close with and ask that question to says, don't limit yourself to one sport too soon.
Yeah, don't specialize, right?
You don't want to cross-train. You want to still, there's so much value in playing multiple sports.
Yeah.
Up even, it's harder and harder to do it in high school now, but as long as you can, there's not going to be a bigger advantage by specializing at 8 or 9 years old. And that's from guys that are playing at the top of the level.
Sure.
So that's something that we're like, okay, we want to keep doing that. It's hard because of all the club opportunities and how competitive it is down here, but we're trying our best to. So all my kids play multiple sports.
So what did you play growing up?
I was football, basketball, and tennis.
All right.
Yeah, varsity, all three, no big
All
deal.
three, no big deal.
You still got your jacket hanging on the wall?
I still got the jacket, all my little pins. I try to show my kids they are not impressed for some reason.
You've given them access to people that have too many accreditations.
Yeah,
you know, they're not impressed by dad anymore when they got Josh Allen and the MVP that they're hanging out with.
And I tell them I'm a college athlete. They give me hard. Well, my wife played soccer in college.
Yeah,
I played lacrosse, but it was a club lacrosse, and so I always say I'm a D1 athlete. And anyone that knows me is very quick to correct that I was not a D1 athlete because I had to pay to play sports.
That's how the only sport that I was good enough to play in college. I was on the snowboard team, but it was a it was a club thing where you're like anyone could have been on the snowboard team.
We're D1 athletes.
Yeah, bro, it counts.
We're D1 athletes.
Count it. Yeah, it's all right. Tim's school didn't even have sports. I don't think.
My folks moved to Arizona a while back, and my mom, probably 2 years ago, dusted off an old box and found all my old baseball trophies.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, "This is the dumbest thing. Why did she save all these?" And I'm like, "But look, I actually won. There's proof in that box that I won a lot of first place trophies for baseball."
Yeah, there should be a market.
I can't play a
for that.
sport for shit now.
Yeah.
Sorry for it's the F word.
Yeah.
I can't play sports at all because I just haven't done it for so many years. But man, I still love getting out there.
But we all have those boxes. It's funny you say that. In the attic, my wife has all of her box, and every time we're like, let's go through. I don't want to go through it again. You see all this, and we're collecting all the kids' stuff. But it's good, kind of have the memorabilia.
Swimming ribbons, baseball trophies.
Yeah. Now they give a little bit, maybe too much like participation. So it's not as much on winning. It's like, hey, nice job, you were on the team. So we've gotten a few of those. So maybe
here in so we all enjoy living here in San Juan Capistrano. Have you gotten them into any horse stuff here? Have you done any equestrian stuff yet?
Now, you know what? I'm allergic to horses. And we have not. That's also a very expensive sport to get them in. And we live right down Ortega. And so we see that. We have a lot of friends that are into that, but we're not. We got enough on our plate with the sports that we're in. So haven't gotten into the horse or equestrian yet.
Yeah.
Nor do I think we will.
You're not aspiring to.
No.
Dad's not going to be able to go. He's going to be sneezing the whole time.
But that felt like was that like a shady plug for a horse? Are you pitching a horse
pitching. I'm selling a horse, and to my global audience.
It was like a sharp turn to horses.
We live in
discounted shipping to the Saudi Arabian prince that would like to buy it.
Yeah, there we go.
No, we live in Cowboy Town, and I'm always reminded of that. And it's like a fun place to be. We can like smell the horses on some mornings, and I don't know, you can hear them neighing. And
the stereotype of people in Orange County, whenever you say you're from San Juan, it's exactly that. Oh, do you have a horse?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a horse. And then like from Spokane, when I tell people I live in Southern California, like they literally think I like surf to work. They're like, oh, so are you just surfing all the time? Like, oh, that's all we do. That's all we do is surf. Yeah.
I've told this guy that story a lot when I traveled over to Europe a lot for work in previous jobs I've had. And you go over there and you say, I'm from America. And they're like, oh, I'm from California. Oh, do you surf?
Yeah. Yeah, he surfed.
But it changes the conversation. It's funny. Like for some reason, California has this cool stigma that everyone here is happy and surfs.
Yeah, and I don't want to I don't know if this is what you do when people, especially when they're international, say, "Oh, do you surf?" It's just so much easier to say yes. Just like
I tell them I paddle.
Yeah,
I can't really call what I do surfing, but yes, I paddle around.
He's not gonna ever let's go surf. It's like you surf and oh, cool, okay, cool.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to prove it.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know. I'm I've been out surfing, so that counts with that. So I just don't want to disappoint them because
I have a surfboard in my garage that I have not taken out of the rafters for 10 years.
But you'll never get rid of it, right?
No, of course. What if I need it sometime?
Just like those participation ribbons of yours. You're gonna live there forever.
What if somebody calls me and actually wants to go surfing? I got to be ready.
It's your guys' set, your studio, so I don't want to tell you to do it, but it would be nice to see some of Tim's ribbons back here.
Yeah.
I will bring, it's not ribbons though. There's swim ribbons, but I have legitimate baseball trophies.
Yeah, bring a couple of those
I'll put
out.
some trophies up. Yeah.
I think it just adds credibility to the whole
there's enough
thing.
cameras in here. Let's put some trophies.
Yeah, you could do
Evan, you can bring the ones you don't have.
We in my office, we have all the NFL, we have jerseys and helmets of all the people that have played in our
that's
tournaments.
Oh, cool.
And then we have my lacrosse. No, I think it's my high school football helmet. I was team captain. No big deal.
Oh yeah. Have a little C on there.
And it had, I had
uh-huh.
Ferris High School in Spokane, Washington. And then I think I had my lacrosse jersey there. So,
Did you get them framed and matted too, just like all the pro jerseys?
And he signed it.
Yeah, I signed it's worth a lot. Yeah, it's worth a lot. It stands out a little bit.
Well, the thing about that one is it is a truly one of one.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
There's not another one like
A
it.
lot of people want to buy that, but it's not for sale.
Yeah, NFS got a little tag on there.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, well, this has been awesome. Let's give you a chance to plug some of your stuff. I want to make sure that people can find you, and also come on out to the RX3 Charity Flag Tournament on March 21st, 2026. You can come out as a spectator. You can meet your sports heroes. Very family friendly event. Lots of watching games, but also there's some interactive kids elements, which is really fun. My family loved coming last year, right? What else is good to chat about here before we get off?
I think that's that's probably the most relevant in terms of what's going on right now in the RX3, getting ready for the charity flag football March 21st, Saddleback College, rx3foundation.com. Fever is a ticketing agent. We can buy the tickets here. We'll make a code that you can put up there for your listeners, that if they get a discount code for them to
Shady characters.
It's given some sort of discount for listening.
Yeah,
And
what,
then
90% off? What? No.
I think it was something like that.
This will be
Our friends are pretty cheap, so
Well, you guys will. I want to see those. However many tickets are sold with that code will be how many people listen to this podcast.
That's
all the way
gosh,
through.
we got to sell a lot of these.
If they're still listeing at this point, they deserve
we're gonna
a
have to-
free
They deserve a
ticket.
free
They
ticket,
deserve
yeah.
a free
there's
ticket.
going to be
but-
a lot of purchased unused
But
tickets.
yeah, that was the other thing. Tim, we're hashing it out here. It was Tim. We live in the same neighborhood, and my daughter Winnie is selling Girl Scout cookies. We went over special trip
Door knocking?
Door knocking.
Uh-huh.
We're kind of like Tim's going to buy some Girl Scout cookies here.
Yeah.
Someone comes to my house.
High roller. Yeah, someone
I
comes
thought
knocks
for
on your
sure.
door. Yeah.
Clearly, I'm the first house when you go into the neighborhood.
Yeah, and
Real
two
private.
boxes of cookies, Tim.
I bought 3 boxes.
3 boxes. These
What is-
cookies are $2. They're $2 cookies.
Let me ask you, what
There
is the
no
expectation?
there is no Girl Scout cookie that's $2 anymore.
No, I think they're $6.
Yeah.
What is the expectation when you
What is
knock
the
on a door
expectation?
for the parent? Like Winnie doesn't know how many she's going to sell, but like you're like, Winnie, go to that house.
Go to that-
What is your expectation?
go to that
4+
house.
boxes? 6? What do you expect?
How many people buy?
I don't want to tell people what they should
Sure.
buy. And when people come to me, if there's like a relationship there,
Yeah.
I try to make sure that they we support them with that.
Like Winnie's pulling a wagon
Can I
up
just
to the
give-
door. You want that wagon empty when she pulls it away from Tim's door.
Yeah, give me your address. We'll come by. I'll bring Winnie. We'll get it.
Can I just give her money next time? So here's what's funny. We actually took those cookies to Arizona and left them at my sister-in-law's house.
Yeah,
We didn't want cookies.
the opposite. I'm the worst, and so I forgot because my daughter was in Girl Scout cookies selling cookies. So like whenever
Yeah.
anyone comes and asks me, I just buy a bunch of cookies, and so my
Yeah.
wife's like, "What are you doing buying all these cookies? Winnie is a Girl Scout. We have to sell."
You still buy them in front of the
Any of the
bonds,
ones
though?
that we're not
Yeah.
selling, we're going to buy all those anyway. So
Yeah.
if anyone needs cookies, I'm going to start selling the cookies that I bought at a
Yeah.
markup.
But you're supporting other Girl Scouts instead of your own Girl Scout at times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I am the guy that doesn't pass a lemonade stand without stopping. Like I love the little entrepreneurs. So
Yeah.
I'm the guy. I also, when I see them lined up at the Vaughn's grocery store, if they're at the entrance on the left, I might be using the entrance on the right
Right.
because I know that I have no self-control when it comes to.
I'm definitely in that camp. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, RX3 foundation.com, March 21st.
Awesome.
We'll get you guys and your listeners set up. Great day for the community of Orange County. It is a really kind of, we thought about moving it to LA. We thought about doing different things, but it is such like a unique kind of family friendly event that is local to Orange County, which I think makes it special.
Yeah.
So we're keeping it here.
At the other USC,
The other USC.
University of Saddleback College.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. So that's one. And then we're going to be doing another event with basketball that we're going to be doing this summer with, we just partnered with USA Basketball going to be doing that similar, but with NBA players instead of NFL players. So
That'll be a cool
Oh,
one.
exciting. And that'll be the first.
that'll be the first
one.
The
Yeah.
first. So you got to start somewhere. You know, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait.
So all the guys like us that want to go out and get slam dunked on by Wemby are gonna be able to go.
You're going to have
fulfill
that
these dreams.
have that opportunity. So we're going
Nice.
to do that. Try to do more than just one event a year, so we can kind of activate all of our
Yeah.
partners and sponsors and donors and all the different charities. So,
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for taking the
thank
time.
you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
that was a good one.
yeah, we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks, guys. You guys give me the background on how this all came about. I know.
Yeah, so Shady Characters came about. We knew we wanted to do a show, and I've wanted to do a podcast for a couple of years, and had this failure to launch thing happening. And I was having this like perfectionism syndrome. Then we kind of realized, well, it's never going to be perfect. It's always going to be an evolution. It's always going to be a changing thing. Just start, or else you'll never actually do it.
Cool. Well, let me know if you guys ever need
Cookies.
more
More cool guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Conti. Did you?
Yeah, we did one with Conti.
Monty's on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he really hopes that his outperforms yours
Yeah.
as the competitive guy.
So I actually go into these and purposely don't read the questionnaires just because I want to be surprised. I've learned a
Either does
lot-
Nate. Nate
Yeah,
doesn't
Nate-
read them either.